Hello friends, it's your buddy Nick here with Game with the Guys. Episode 25 of my blind run on Salt and Sanctuary is pretty unique in the sense that this is actually footage from me live streaming. And it is still completely blind. I didn't cheat here, but if you remember in episode 24, we got to the Nameless God, and I felt like I wasn't powerful enough to defeat him. So I decided to get some experience, get some levels, and I wandered around and did some live streaming while I was at it. And right here, I just wanted to speed up the video because I missed this jump a couple of times, and it is quite annoying. So here we are in the Pitchwoods, and I remember all of these, the weird platforming you could do here, and so I was wondering where this would lead to. And so I decided to come back and just kind of mess around, see where it ended up, and, well, you'll see, it leads us to a boss. And this episode is, once again, kind of unique, and that there's two bosses in this. I guess that's not super unique. But this is all, like I said, from a live stream that I was doing, just fiddling around for a couple of hours, just trying to get some levels to power up. And in fiddling around, I found some new areas, such as opening up this section of the Pitchwoods here, and I found a couple of new bosses. So here I find this is the black set, black slacks, black silk, whatnot, tailcoat. So I'm just kind of checking it out. This is a higher level light armor set, though my class 0 armor set is maxed out, so most things aren't going to really compare to it that favorably. But I decided to put it on. You get a good look at how Tadpole looks in this set, and I'll just jump down to the bottom here, light a torch to get a little bit better look. Tadpole's looking pretty small on the screen, so you can't really see too well. But now I want to put on my regular armor because that was a class 3. I couldn't use it, so it's not really going to do a lot of benefit for me. And moving along here, this is all, like I said before, this is all blind, but the post commentary, I know what I did back then. And so a big chunk of change there with Lord's Orders, and I just ran in there, didn't realize that these things were going to come to life. And they leave something really weird, a horse head ear. So I suppose these guys are just called horse heads. And that's very fitting, because if you look at them, and you'll see some here, this time I was ready for them. Got a little overzealous and trying to attack before they were able to come alive. And unfortunately, my super awesome Great Scissors Northern Cross didn't do as well as chopping them down at the bottom, because they would jump up in the air a lot. So doing the overhead swings probably would have worked out better there. Now there is some platforming at the top end of this tower, I guess, so I never really got to that part. I was having too much trouble with the platforming there, and in the live stream I spent like 20 minutes trying to do it, and it was just really frustrating, and I know nobody wanted to watch it, so I just stopped. And at this point, you see the candelabra, there's a boss. So he's going to come up, and fortunately for me, look at his little stubby arms. Carsejaw the Cruel. He has a great big sword, and it would be really interesting to make a weapon out of it, out of his ear or ashes. He gives me his ashes, but my Great Scissors just wrecked him. Like, that was fast. And he drops 20,000 salt. And this is a pretty cool spot as you get to the end here. What do we have here? A box of salt. But then as we go further down to the right, we'll run into one of our NPC friends, and I have to determine what voice I'm going to give him. I think I've got one in my mind.
Oh, here we are, the end of the island. It's dark as pitch here. This road ends in black water. One quest ends, but a dozen more take its place. In my questing, I found this, writ. It looks important, but I've never been good with writing.
He can't read or write.
It's yours, my friend.
And it's a king's orders, hell yeah.
Despair is nothing more than a forfeiture of privilege.
So, carapace something? Was that possibly a shield? I don't think that I ever looked in the right spot to try to find it, and I did try to look all over for it, and didn't find out what it was. Upon just watching the video now, it looks like that might have been a shield, and I might have gotten to it at the bottom of that section, but I just did not find it and didn't really care to spend a lot of time looking for it. When you're live streaming, it's pretty easy to lose people's attention. And Drowned Censer, those are some crafting materials, and they're pretty nice. At the very end here, that's as far as you can go on the land. You get to the very end. And now we're cutting ahead to, this is in the Crypt of the Dead Gods. So a very late section of the game. And this is where we fought the, whatever, Kraken, Dragon, or however you pronounce his name. I'm not exactly sure. And so this section of the run, I'd actually found the beginning of what I thought to be a new area, but the platforming killed me, and so this is actually my run back. But on this section of the footage, this is where I encounter the boss, so I wanted to keep this part of it in the video. And so there's, down in the left, there's a door here that I went through and wanted to get back through here. So we'll be coming across some drops, and they're almost completely blind drops. So you'll see me fiddle with the camera a lot to try to see where it is that I can fall to. And I kind of remembered where to go. A lot of them have little candles on them, a little something you can see. And down below here is the salt bat, the salt beast, whatever these things are called. And I had lost a lot of salt there. Something like, I didn't see exactly how much popped up. It was over 30,000. And so I'm dropping down, looking for those little candles, and you can just see them at the edge of the screen when you manipulate the camera. And picking up a shimmering pearl here, that is a big score, because that is one of the highest end things that you need for transmuting your weapons into more powerful stuff. So I had no clue here, obviously this is blind footage, what I was getting myself into. But once again, we run into a candelabra with no candles lit. And here is the Forgotten King. The Forgotten King is the one in the middle. There's the Forgotten Knight on the left, and the Forgotten Judge is the one that's floating around there, that is the mage. So a bit of a gank boss here, but you know, I was able to get through it. And once again, the Northern Cross Super Scissors come to my rescue as just being super powerful. So a very good weapon if you're considering using a little bit of magic. The S scaling on both magic and strength. I honestly can't think of a better weapon for a player like Tadpole. Trying to use, you know, a good combination of sword fighting and magic use. So the Northern Cross, definitely the best weapon for Tadpole. And once again, as I mentioned with the horse head guys, these guys tend to jump around, and especially the judge is in the air most of the time. So using the scissor technique on it, I didn't feel was the best usage of stamina. And I'm really focusing on, hopefully not getting kicked in the chest like I did just a moment ago, but jumping around and keeping my health up using the red grass. And because of the way that it refills your hit points, it's okay to use it even if you at near full health, because it will continue, as you see there, continue to regain long beyond the point where your health is maxed out. So if you'll notice, I killed the Forgotten King first, and the second one to go is the Knight. And each one gives you salt and gold individually. So here it's just the judge, and let's face it, he has no chance of taking me out. So hacking at him there, he's gone. Gives me another 820 or 8250 of salt. So for all three of them, that's about 25,000 salt, just under 25,000 salt. And then they each give you an ear for crafting. I never found out, never looked to see what the things were that they make, but I'm sure they're pretty solid. And once again, another shimmering pearl. So on this little section of the map you can find 2 shimmering pearls. So good stuff for transmuting and getting the good weapons. Here we open the little lever, and this lets us back out into a section of the undead crypt. Or not the undead crypt, the crypt of the undead gods. And at this point, I need to say goodbye and thank you for watching. If you want to know what's going on in my gaming world, head over to GameWithTheGuys.com. Follow on YouTube. That's the place to get all the videos. You can also follow on Facebook /GameWithTheGuys and Twitter @GameWithTheGuys. And for streams like this, go to Twitch, Game with the Guys Live. Thanks again for watching.